Hello everybody, Explosive Pop Tart here, and welcome back to another video. And today we'll be reviewing the movie released straight to Peacock called Sick. Okay, so this movie's written by Kevin Williamson. If you don't know who Kevin Williamson is, he's the writer of Scream and the movie Cursed, which is a really cool movie. If you guys haven't seen it, you gotta check it out. I'm not gonna say too much about it. You guys just have to go watch it. Go in with an open mind, not knowing anything, and you'll love it. I love that movie with the biggest passion. And he's written a handful of other stuff as well. I'm not just saying he's only done like 2 movies. He's done a lot. That's the two on the top of my head right now. So he wrote this movie along with another person. I can't remember who it is. And it's directed by John Hyams. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's a fantastic film. I don't even want to beat around the bush. I love the inclusion of the pandemic. It was told in a respectful way. Like, they didn't like make a mockery of the pandemic. I mean, no matter what your stance is on the whole situation involving it, it's like people died. Like, real people died as a result of this disease. So it's got to be handled with sensitivity. You know, you can't just make a mockery of it. If you do that, you're one disgusting human being. I'm just saying. You got to be one messed up human being to make fun of something like this. I mean, it's just, I don't understand how people can do that. I've seen it too, so that's what's messed up about it. So I'm glad they handled this with respect, which I knew they would because it's coming from Blumhouse and Kevin Williamson. So I knew it was going to be handled sensitively, with care, and out of respect for anybody who lost their lives or family members throughout the whole thing. But aside from that, like I said, I love the inclusion of that, but also the suspense throughout the entire movie. I mean, there's like a gazillion chase scenes. Can't tell you how many times the character's running from one of the killers and just takes off, and then a whole chase scene ensues, and then they're coming back to square one. This movie's insane. Like, if you like chase sequences, this movie's for you. There's a million of them. With each character, basically, each character has their own chase scenes, and they're all super intense. And it's really hard to make a really good chase scene. You have to put a lot of effort into it and make it uber intense each time. So you would think after 1 or 2 chase scenes it would get stale and boring. No, every single chase scene has stakes, and you're like, holy shit, what's gonna happen? And that's what I love about this movie. It just goes full throttle the entire time. It has no stops. It's just like boom, gunning it from the beginning all the way to the end. It does get a little bit get a little bit slow towards like 20 minutes left into the movie, and that's because they're trying to like put in a little dialogue, update you on what's going on. Who are the killers? What are they doing? Why are they here? You know, you unmask the killers, find out what's going on. And I love that they kept the killers a mystery all the way until the end. It's a short movie, so it kind of goes by really quickly, which is probably my only complaint, is that I wish it was longer and there was more like lead up until the killer showed up, like more stuff going on to set up what's about to happen. You know, maybe some more phone calls or some weird text messages that puts everybody on edge. So when the killers show up, they're not like totally prepared for what's going to happen, but they also know that there's something strange going on. I mean, they get a couple messages early on, and that's about it. Then it pretty much stops there. So I was kind of hoping for more of that, and if they would have made the movie longer, they probably could have implemented more of that. But that's just a minor complaint that I'm just throwing in here just to say something that I wished had happened. It's not like saying that the movie's bad because of, you know, the lack of a runtime. In fact, this is probably a positive for a lot of people. Just a quick, short film that you could just put on, watch, no commitment, boom, it's over, you move on. So if you like films like that, Sick is definitely for you. It's just a quick watch, you know, give it a shot. The acting in this film is terrific. I'll be honest, I don't know any of the actors, so I can't really single out anybody in specific, but I will say that everybody involved played their characters perfectly and really well, and even a character who wasn't like ideal at first, like a guy who I thought was kind of a bad guy, kind of redeemed himself. So, you know, everybody in this movie isn't really a bad person or a bad character. Stuff happens throughout it where you're kind of like, ooh, I can't believe that person did that, you know, and it makes you wonder, hey, they might be a bad person. But I genuinely feel like the characters had good intentions despite what happens in the movie. Like, the whole plot line is based around the certain events. I'm not going to spoil anything. It's based around certain events that happen at this party. And you kind of start to wonder, maybe they deserve this, you know. But in the end, I feel like it ended perfectly. That's exactly how I was wanting it to end. So again, Sick is a fantastic film. It's really sick. Like, the kills are awesome, brutal as hell, which I didn't expect them to be as crazy as they were, honestly. Being a straight to Peacock film, my expectations were kind of high because it's Blumhouse and Kevin Williamson, but this way exceeded my expectations to the point where this is a movie I'd probably watch like, I don't know, 10 times or so. Maybe not like consecutively because it would get really old, but I'll definitely be rewatching this for sure. It's got a lot of rewatchability. Um, but anyways, that's my review on Sick. Let me know what you guys thought of it down below if you have seen it. If you haven't, go check out Peacock. It's on there for free if you have a subscription. Of course, I guess it's not free if you have to pay for a subscription, but go check it out. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give Sick a 10 out of 10. Like I said, it handled everything perfectly. It was a good suspenseful horror film. The kills were off the charts. The soundtrack was fantastic. It's not like, I feel like I had to specify this. It wasn't like, bangers. It's not like REO Speedwagon and Def Leppard and Journey in the background. But they do have a couple really good songs. And the score made by the composer was also really good and creepy and sets the tone of the movie. But yeah, that's my thoughts. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.